Welcome to Techstination. Joining us are Cami Collins and Eddy Goyanes from Dell. Cami is the XPS Product Marketing Manager. Eddy is the Alienware Product Marketing Manager. Thank you for joining us, Cami and Eddy.
Thank you for having us.
So excited. Thank you.
Well, let's start out with you first, Cami. Some new XPS products being unveiled today. Give us a bit of an overview of what you have that's new and how they're different.
Absolutely. We're very excited to bring the new redesigned XPS 15 to market and actually bring back the XPS 17 as well. So those are our two new products that we're announcing. They both are following in the footsteps of the XPS 13 with the four-sided Infinity Edge display. So just gorgeous displays in a 16:10 format. So bringing that larger form factor and quite a bit more performance to these products than before with Intel's 10th generation Comet Lake H processors. So quite a bit more performance and discrete NVIDIA graphics options as well. They are both the smallest in their class. So the 15 is the smallest 15.6 performance class laptop with the best screen to body ratio in its class. And then the 17 is actually the smallest 17-inch on the planet. It's actually, because of that four-sided Infinity Edge display, it's actually smaller than 48% of 15-inch laptops out on the market today. So it's kind of in a class all its own.
Pretty special what you're doing there with it. And the XPS 15, the new model is available right away?
It is. So it will start, it will be on Dell.com starting on the 13th. And the 17 will be later this summer.
And there's something called the Creator Edition. What's that?
So the Creator Edition is a set of specially configured configurations, for both the 15 and 17 that are really ideally set up for a photographer, a videographer, a music producer. So we've carefully selected those configurations with the right processor and memory and solid state drives to really fuel creation in those spaces.
Tell us where pricing is going to start with these new computers.
So the 15 will start at $1299.99, and the 17 will start at $1499.99.
Tell me what your thoughts are about the market today. So many people have set up shop in their homes, in addition to having machines at the office. Sometimes it's one machine that goes back and forth between the two, which I guess can be the case with what you offer here. But is there more of a need that you're seeing today for people upgrading and buying new machines?
I mean, absolutely. Personally, I've seen that as well. And I think we're seeing that overall in the market today, given the current situation. People are in need of a mobile device in their home. And with these products, there are some things that we've done to them that help with some of the things we're currently dealing with. Our audio is spectacular on these. We have top-mounted mics to have a better Skype experience. We have great webcams that help make that picture clearer no matter what lighting environment you're in. So some of those things contribute to that. And then, of course, they're portable, but with these large screen devices, you don't even need necessarily an external monitor if you don't want one with the 15 and 17-inch screen sizes. So kind of perfect for that home environment that are able to go out into the world when we're ready.
And obviously, people are making good use, hours and hours on end. And what can you tell us about the battery life?
So the battery life on these is actually really exceptional. We don't have the final numbers on the 17 yet, but they're targeting about 20 hours on a mobile benchmark. For the 15, we're looking at about 25 hours on that benchmark. So that's great. And mobile mark really is a productivity benchmark. So if you're doing Word and Excel and that kind of work, when you think about Netflix streaming, so a lot of people are doing that right now as well. We're looking at over 16 hours, almost 17 hours of battery life when streaming Netflix. So that's a really good number as well. And that's on our full HD plus. As you go into the higher resolution display, your battery life does go down a bit because of the power that consumes, but still really good at, 8.5 hours for Netflix streaming.
That's unbelievable. That's terrific. Are there other new features or changed features that your buyers might want to know about?
So I think the most impressive thing is the four-sided Infinity Edge display, really designed to keep you more productive because you just see more on your screen. Of course, you mentioned Creator Edition, and that's something new as well. The sound is actually a pretty remarkable new feature as well. We implemented up-firing speakers on these with a quad speaker design, and we actually worked with Jack Joseph Puig, who's a Grammy Award-winning music producer, to help tune those systems individually. So the sound is really incredible, and you actually get a 3D surround sound experience out of the laptop itself, so you don't need headphones to experience that. So that's a really good story. Of course, just the power and performance that these are offering is second to none as well, with the latest Intel processors, the latest NVIDIA graphics. So on both, we have the GTX 1650 Ti graphics card, and on the 17, we also have an RTX 2060 graphics card. So that's capable of even VR. So really powerful, and especially in that machine, the amount of power that they've packed into those is very impressive for how thin it is. One of the ways we're able to do that is we have a new thermal design on that product, and we have some unique fans that we're calling dual opposite outlet fans, and those fans actually have several patents pending and one issued already, but they're increasing the airflow in the systems by about 30%, and that allows for, again, such a large amount of power in such a thin device.
Terrific. Something else that people are doing a lot of lately is game playing. And we're going to bring you in, Eddy, to tell us about the latest from Alienware. What's new?
Oh my gosh, what isn't new? We've got a complete portfolio refresh, and I think gamers are going to love it. To start things off, we've got a new Alienware Aurora gaming desktop, and that'll be available tomorrow on Dell.com, and we will be timed to market with Intel's 10th generation processors. So, our customers, a big set of them wait for the latest technology, and we've always been about that. So we're very excited and proud to be there at the same time as the industry. If you want a gaming desktop with a 10th generation processor, you can come to Alienware and you can get it. And that's just updating processors. We did a whole lot more on that Alienware Aurora. We've introduced a liquid-cooled graphics option that we've never had before. Now, the Aurora will be able to support liquid-cooled processors and liquid-cooled graphics. Now, that'll be available exclusively with the option that's specific to the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Super. So only one graphics card will have that liquid-cooled option, but it is a net new innovation for us that we've never had available before. Now, that liquid cooling option on the graphics side will not only lower your temperatures, but it will also make your system more quiet, and with that, the ability to overclock that graphics card higher than ever before. And that's not all. We've also updated the system to offer memory speeds of 2933 megahertz, even at the lowest end configurations. So you will be able to experience multitasking at a much productive rate than you ever had at any price point. You'll even be able to have a 1,000 watt power supply, which we haven't offered on the Aurora before. Now, that power supply is 80 plus gold certified. That's a certification that's given to a premium class power supply that'll deliver efficiency and clean power to all your components. So what does it mean to have this power supply in this machine? Well, thanks to this 1,000 watt power supply, gamers will be able to configure their system with a dual graphics situation using the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. That's their highest end graphics card, and you'll be able to have two of them in the system at once. Prior to this, we only had an 850 watt power supply, and that graphics option was not available. So when you look at all these things and you add them all up, we've updated the processors. We've introduced new graphics options that are more powerful than ever before, a new power supply, and even better memory. So if you're a gamer that just cares about performance, we're going to have higher performance across the board with the new Alienware Aurora. And this isn't in there. We even added a new lighting zone on the outside of the chassis. So gamers that look to order a new Alienware Aurora R11, if they select the Lunar Light chassis, which is the whiter one, the white one, it now has 4 lighting zones. So you'll have RGB LED lighting on 4 independently programmable lighting zones using our Alienware Command Center software. So call it an evolution, if you will, but it's definitely an enhancement in so many categories for the Alienware Aurora desktop. And that's just the desktop.
Yeah, you've got new mobile machines too.
Yeah, we definitely do too. So we will be updating our thin and powerful Alienware M15 and Alienware M17. You might have guessed it, as the name suggests, they are Alienware's thinnest 15 and 17-inch notebooks that we've ever had. And when you look at them from the outside, they look incredibly similar to their predecessors. Once you take a closer look, you'll notice a few details on the outside and an incredible overhaul on the inside. The new M15 and M17, at quick glance, will have a new media card reader on the right-hand side. So anyone who dabbles with digital photography or likes to transfer files through SD cards, they'll be able to do so with the new M15 and M17. The paint job on these new systems are formulated with a new high-endurance clear coat formula that makes the systems much more stain resistant than ever before. And we're just talking about the outside. When we go on the inside of these machines, not just the M15 and the M17, but the Big Daddy Area 51M, which I haven't talked about yet, all 3 of these notebooks will be inheriting 10th generation processors from Intel as well. The M15 and the M17 use laptop class processors. Area 51M uses a desktop class processor, the same processor that goes in the Alienware Aurora desktop. Net, all of our notebooks are going to be seeing new processor updates. All of our laptops will also be seeing new graphics cards updates. So we'll be offering the coveted NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 Super, 2080 Super, and we're even adding one AMD graphics option on all 3 notebooks, which was not available before. So we've done 2 things. We've elevated the graphics capabilities, and we're introducing more options, including AMD. So CPUs have been updated, GPUs have been updated. We didn't just update the GPUs, but one peculiar benefit to the M17, that's the thin and powerful 17-inch, is that the 2080 Super graphics card will be a max performance graphics card. Many competitors out there, when they offer the RTX 2080 Super, it's a max Q class card. Those GPUs are typically used for lower power situations and improved battery life. Our systems are all about maximizing performance without sacrificing on design and making machines as thin as possible. So the core components have all been updated. The M15 and the M17 also get a new memory ceiling of up to 32 gigs of memory. Many of our customers were hoping to see 32 gigs in the previous generation. Well, we're happy to say we brought it with the new M15 and the new M17. Moving along onto the display, these displays will feature new options. So we will not only have the 144 hertz options, but we will also have an FHD 300 hertz panel on these systems. And that's going to be incredibly beneficial for any gamer that loves high-speed, fast-action gameplay. Now, these 300 hertz panels, because of their incredibly fast refresh rate, are going to be an advantage to anyone that wants to experience the most realistic visual gaming experience available. If you are a gamer that prioritizes resolution and wants a bigger, a lot more real estate on their screen, the M15 will also offer an OLED panel that is HDR certified, and that is a 4K OLED panel. It's absolutely stunning. On the M17 side and on the Area 51M side, both of these 17-inch notebooks are for the first time going to also be offering a 4K UHD panel, which has been requested from our community as well. So we're happy to make that announcement for gamers that want both 17 inches of screen and 4K resolutions. So as you can see, we've updated almost every element of these notebooks. Our displays, our processors, our graphics cards, our memory offerings, and really all of those things may have been expected. What might not have been expected by our fans and even by the competitors are the amazing new thermal solutions that are available across all of these notebooks. We have re-engineered the technology that we refer to as Alienware Cryotech technology. Cryotech is an engineering approach that our advanced engineers have come up with to make sure that gaming performance is never sacrificed. So whenever you're playing a game, we make sure that the graphics card gets to run at its full performance without making sacrifices. To do that, you need a robust cooling system. With these new notebooks, we have increased the amount of literal copper material that is used to dissipate heat. We have increased the fan sizes, and we're moving more air through these systems than ever before. And that's incredible. And that's what we call Alienware Cryotech. Now, another really cool feature that I haven't seen on any other gaming notebook is what we refer to as hyper-efficient voltage regulation. Very technical, huh? Tough to understand. But we've as gamers and listening to the community that's out there, we know that gamers, when they play a game and they're passionate about a game and they're involved in a community of gamers, oftentimes they play games for hours on end. When gamers go through these marathon gaming sessions, our hyper-efficient voltage regulation technology is there to help them. Thanks to this technology, we're going to offer up to 12-phase graphics voltage regulation on the high-end configurations. So what does that mean? Well, having a 12-phase voltage regulation setup allows the graphics card to be delivered an even level of power during these marathon gaming sessions. So picture this. After 3 hours of gaming, your performance level will be rather consistent when compared to a competitor. Oftentimes, competitor graphics don't have this kind of voltage regulation. They might have 6-phase graphics voltage regulation or less. And with fewer phases, these voltage regulators, they get very, very warm. And naturally, the graphics cards, to protect themselves, have to slow down. Thanks to our 12-phase voltage regulation technique, our GPUs are able to run at higher performance levels for extended amounts of time. And that is the magic behind gaming on an Alienware laptop. So we've updated almost everything under the hood, and we've brought a few tweaks on the outside as well. I think gamers around the world are going to be incredibly stoked to learn about the new Alienware portfolio.
And obviously, there's a lot more interest in gaming today. I got to say, with people being at home and also no sports really on TV, that must make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you've seen some of the headlines, just to cite an example, Steam is a platform that delivers online games that allows gamers to buy and download games, much like iTunes used to do. And they've seen record numbers in terms of not only downloads, but concurrent users on Steam. So people are gaming. People are getting together. They're playing games. They're spending more time gaming. And it's also a social opportunity for them to be in contact with their other gaming friends. So I think, we are in a really tough time, and I'm incredibly grateful to be here employed at Dell with Alienware, to be here talking to you. But it's also very validating to see how much joy gaming brings to the world. And, at the end of the day, you only have one life. So as long as you're enjoying it, you're doing the right thing.
Tell us where pricing starts for one of the Alienware machines. I know the sky's the limit when you really build it up, but where does pricing begin?
Yeah, so it depends for the new platforms. It depends what your starting point is for the configuration. But for example, our M15, the new M15, the R3, which is the one that we're announcing tomorrow, it'll have a starting price point of $14.99. The M17 will have a starting price point of $15.49. And if I recall correctly, our Alienware Aurora desktop will have a starting price point of $11.29. Now that $11.29 price point for the Aurora will be the price that we find tomorrow. But by the end of the following week, we will have lower end processors available. So that price will actually dip even lower once the non-K processors become available. So well, the beauty of it is that you'll be able to find configurations at so many price points that will cater to gamers that are on different budgets. A lot of gamers love the Alienware brand. If you're a gamer and you know about Alienware, chances are you either love us or for some odd reason you've got strong feelings against us. Either way, chances are you have strong feelings about us. And the beauty of this launch is that we'll have availability of configurations across so many price points.
Terrific. For more info on both of these lines, Eddy, you first. Where do people go?
Yeah, so great question. We will have a blog post that literally contains a lot of the detail that I shared with you here today. But also, if you go to alienware.com, you'll always find the latest available Alienware products. So tomorrow, we will have the new Alienware Aurora available, and you'll see that all over alienware.com. By May 21st, the new M15 and M17 notebooks will be available, and you'll find those there on alienware.com. And by June 9th, we'll have the new Area 51M flagship notebook available also on alienware.com.
Terrific. And Cami, where's the best place for folks to go for the latest on the XPS lineup?
Same comment around our Direct to Dell blog post. And then I always like to point people to dell.com/XPS to see our entire lineup.
Terrific. Cami Collins and Eddy Goyanes, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on CCrane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C. Crane.